Yep. Both of them are gone. Seven in the AM.
Okay, can you turn it like a little bit? You can't see. I'm seeing the computer itself. The computer itself.
Oh.
To get
Siobhan?
her in the shot. Yeah.
Yep, straight.
You just like the tabletop level, so we're not seeing our legs. The bottom line.
Yeah, nah, you can't see your legs.
Yeah, perfect.
And I couldn't find a remote to the TV.
Oh, I got it. It's right here.
Oh.
You want me to turn it on?
Just mute it though.
I got. No, I'm gonna turn the volume up. Yep, it's already on 0. Where you usually go to YouTube?
Yeah.
Not familiar with this artist.
Oh, I be listening to this guy.
Radio, so I'm disregarding it immediately. It's not any of my favorite stations.
Yo, it's gonna be on both.
Huh?
It's gonna be on both.
Say it again.
It's gonna be on both.
Yeah.
Oh, which one do you do?
Go to background screen video.
Anyone? The 12-hour one?
Do 3 hours right there. Yep.
We're trying to find out a lot of ways to let each other, so I can share that one.
Huh?
That's what I'm trying to find a lot of ways to let each other, so I can share that.
Should be.
Found it.
Got it?
Yeah, you can tell the difference.
Yeah. Nah, this is
Okay, speaking of Mother's Day. Yo, that's a Mother's Day staple. Any kid that's ever had to sing in church. Doesn't matter how much you're butchering the song.
Or that's my baby.
Oh my God.
Good for
Crying
girls.
through those songs has been traumatic moment.
So I switched camera.
Oh, okay. I put the wrong
I switched the camera so they can see you on the
Alright.
other one.
Alright. Yeah, I can't even find it. That's cool. Well, seeing as how the music is done, I currently don't know if you already do share that in the conversation. I guess that's what we're supposed to be doing on here. Right. Let's see. The views shared on this program are not necessarily the views of BGE, sponsors, or affiliates. Even nor the logic-based collective can be held responsible for anything interpersonal, and you could have just changed the station to begin with if you're offended by world-class conversation that moves you to become a better self. You should leave while you have a chance. For pros, and we're not like pros, but waiting for pros. And so in the event that you'd like to sue, we have no money, but if you drop your job's number in the comments, we will call and let them know you'll be on an all expense paid vacation into your feelings. Yo! We want to welcome y'all to another conversation with the Logic Based Collective, where we collectively challenge ourselves and one another to evolve mentally and spiritually. We are glad to have you along in this journey with us. I am AJ, this is KJ, this is TW, this is Siobhan, we got AJ, and on the ones, the proverbial ones and twos. You!
You.
Here we go. And we are the collective. Yo, what is going on with everybody today? It's Monday. So Monday Night Live. This is actually like the part to look forward to for Monday. Because now that football is over, there's really nothing, you know what I'm saying, like nothing pressing about Monday. You know what I'm saying, like, but today, we're gonna be talking about, this is our Mother's Day episode actually. So we're gonna start in a place and we're gonna end in a place. We're not gonna begin though until we say two things. You can go and also watch this same podcast being streamed live simultaneously on our YouTube channel, The Logic Based Collective. All you have to do is type in the THE Logic Based Collective. You can find our channel. We got out here, we're streaming live as we speak. And so,
Yes, sir.
now that we have some, go and follow. There's no reason for you not to follow. You know what I'm saying? Like this, subscribe. It's a free subscription. The thing about Netflix is that's price on that's going up. HBO Max is an arm and leg. Hulu, like they're doing live TV. Like I pay less than the cable bill, but I'm definitely paying like around the neighborhood of like $80. So like you know what I'm saying? Like we're asking for your subscription. That's all it is. Really is your support and to perhaps like everything that we put on the page. Because it costs you nothing, even if you don't like it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like
everything. You don't have to.
yeah, I feel like I bought enough horrible mixtapes in parking lots over here to get the karma that comes like that comes back from that. So we're so today, this is our Mother's Day episode. We I kind of like maybe next year I'll have like I wanted my mom to come out. I wanted our moms to come out actually. You know what I'm saying? Like Savon's mom, since she's not really like the radio type, but like TW is. His mom lived down south because of the FaceTime thing. You know what I'm saying? Like KJ wasn't really. It's like not.
I said no.
Not
I'll tell you.
right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like so, I didn't want. You know what I mean? Like I do want my mom to come on. Like at another time. She's you know what I mean? Like if she's written a book, but you know what I mean? Like at the time specify perhaps for that. But you know what I'm saying? Like so I'm pretty sure that she'd have a lot to say about what it's like to raise me. But
yeah, I think it'd just be tough to like sit your mom down and be like, hey, let's have that talk. Like it's a lot of us. So it'd be like, it's a small amount of time for a lot of us to have a real talk with our moms.
they could, you whittle it down into, you know what I'm saying, like into a few minutes or whatever. I mean, per person, because we're gonna get into some of the stories and stuff anyway. I'm pretty sure we have ones that we got on the here. But we're like, so that's what we on right now. We're talking about moms. We're gonna start at TV moms. So what are and Happy Mother's Day, by the way. We want to say just so that we don't sign off later and forget Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there, all the people who should be considered mothers, everybody who takes care of children and people who do that job. The people that we're not saying Happy Mother's Day to is fathers, because that's a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? Fathers don't get credit for on Mother's Day for being a mom, because that's something that we can do. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about in the way of we're not talking about in the way of like sexuality, not even getting into that. We're talking about just in the way of like there's just like a bond that you have, with your mom, and it's different with your father. They carried you for 9 months, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that as a father, it takes a little while, because like you've never seen a baby. Like once they're born, you have to, you know what I mean? Like your relationship may be like a little bit different. Like I don't even like just going forward in everyday life, like when it's time to, there's just things as a father that we can't do that mothers do, and vice versa. So really want to go into that. You know what I'm saying? Mother's Day is not about negativity, and I feel like that conversation kind of goes on when people talk about it. But yo, how's everybody doing real quick? How's everybody feeling? Just how you feeling? AJ, we're gonna start with you. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good. I mean, we doing it. So it's another day, another dollar. I'm happy. So I'm alive. I have strength in my body. Like there's not too much I can complain about.
Strength.
Amen.
How you feeling?
I feel good. The day did not start off
Tell your story.
well, on my way to work this morning, because I am a law-abiding citizen, Just driving into work this morning, a state trooper decided he wanted to stop me for no apparent reason. And I was silent, so didn't feel good.
Hold on.
But it happens to the best of us, right? Okay. So
So you got pulled over. Are you saying that you got pulled over because you were black?
I don't know. I mean, maybe because I have a new car. I don't
How
know.
fast were you going?
So
Are you familiar with speed limits?
I didn't so there was a sign that I had seen and I wasn't sure what, like, alright, how much over can I go? So I tried to double it and I was like, whoa,
Double it
okay.
is wild.
Double
Oh,
what?
right.
Speed limit?
But
What?
Like it said 30 and you
How
went 60?
How fast did the officer put on your ticket that you were going?
you know, I think he was guesstimating. So I don't think the
So
court
that
of
whole
law.
thing-
In Romanese, that means he had a radar.
He did not. He did not. He did not have radar because he was just driving like that. Was like, hold on, where is the Just behind me, like, hey guys.
So he based it on his speed. He said, well, I'm doing 60 to catch up to you.
No.
So if you're getting away.
So just give us. We're not saying whether the officer was right or wrong, but just give us his guesstimation.
He guesstimated 112. I don't think that's as
Woo!
That was a guess.
Whoa!
Yeah.
$250.
Yo, that sounds like he
Huh?
should have pulled you over the
Three.
vehicle. That's reckless
Huh?
driving at the most.
Huh? I don't even know.
What did you-
Listen,
what
I don't
were you
know.
driving
I
that
don't
in?
know.
Did you hit him with the new car and it didn't feel like that at all?
He asked, the first thing he asked
So
me, is
smooth.
something wrong? I was like, no, officer, nothing's wrong.
That was your first mistake. If he asked, give him a reason.
For context,
Wait,
For context,
you did
No
Siobhan-
more
that
contact.
in a 30?
for context, Siobhan is a correctional officer, and she was definitely in uniform on the way to work. I'm assuming you can't go in plain clothes. So
You did that in a
like
30?
yo,
Oh, no, are you, no?
That's what I'm asking. What were you supposed to be doing? Oh, you don't
Yo.
pay attention to things like that.
What's,
You're above the law.
I'm not, listen.
the comment, yeah, she said, Jesus, she moving like the Holy Ghost.
Oh, I mean,
I know when she
I'm
started as a
liable to
law-abiding
catch.
citizen, it was gonna go white
Bro,
blood.
that's that instant transmission, bro. Like you moving like that's how fast I want my kids to move when I say clean up. Boy, when we are gonna oh good God. All right, Steve Mason. So but today is apparently it's
I
gotten
had a
better.
great day. I wasn't with that the whole, listen. Okay. I went to work with a smile on my face. Hi guys. So, you got the question.
Kaden, how you doing, bro?
Great. Uneventful. No citations. Got here without paying my debt to society financially for driving. Other than that, no, I'm chilling right now. Like everything's good. I mean, I know, like every time you ask how I'm doing, like it's very like even killed, and then I do like a report on my lady.
Yeah.
But she essentially therapy.
Okay.
She started physical therapy, so she's passed the cast.
Okay.
And she actually went from now down to one crutch to where she needs to. So I'm happy.
Making progress a lot.
100%.
Like,
Until that touch and get down on the bone. Yeah, man, that's what's up. Shout out to her. Faithful listener. Definitely appreciate it. TW is good.
oh man, grind's been heavy for me, man. I'm tired today, but I wasn't gonna miss this for anything. This is my reach, you know what I mean? I enjoy coming out, you know what I mean? Chilling with the fellas and the lady. And, you know what I mean? Just doing what we do. Good conversation tonight. I know we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. Yeah, man, mine's good, spirit's good, health is good, and blessed.
Well, I already knew, because when TW came through the door, he was had like a light on him, like he's like, you know, when you see somebody aura, like
Yeah.
this nigga was illuminated. Like I was like, oh, came through with the straight burgundy, with the glasses. I was like, oh, those are the ones.
It's time. It's time.
Those are the
He's
ones
ready.
that be at the bar, like, get over here.
I've seen those work. I've seen them in action.
Cat got the chains, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Rick Ross' brother-in-law.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, out here.
We're not knowing what's gonna say happens.
So we out here. So doing alright. Day was good. Another work week. You know, I'm always at the end, like leaving work on Sunday is like you can almost hear people cheering in your head. You know what I mean? It's like you made it. You know what I'm saying? So it's going well. There's a family barbecue yesterday. My guys up there got their masters. They had a little shindig there.
that's
And,
what's up.
That's Ryan's
yeah,
sister.
yeah. Shout out to Ryan. He's son of basketball. He's a good dad.
Expect nothing less.
He's mad at that. So, but yeah, his sister was she had she got a master. So, you know what I'm saying. Shout out Nay. She gave her to come up here. For, she got a lot going on. But yeah, so I was late. Cause I thought that, it started at 6, but I was like, all right, so that means it starts at 7. I can get there. I can get there smooth 8 and be good. Like when I got there, like everybody was laughing, like, yo, your whole family left like 10 minutes ago. So I missed everybody. I planned on seeing my parents and my brothers and their wives and like this. I missed everything, but the food was amazing.
That's important.
Like that was, you know what I mean? And then I promptly fell asleep probably a little bit before 10. Maybe it was at 10 because I had slept 2 days. Working the nose, putting it on me. But definitely blessed, feeling highly favored. So we're talking about moms today, right? We want to go top three TV moms. Top three. This is gonna be a little bit of a debate, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, they could be top 3 TV moms, whether they're in the top 3 because they're good or bad, we don't know. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, so let's delve into that a little bit. So who y'all got for your top 3?
I think number 1 would be unanimous across the board.
Yeah. We might as well already say it. So as y'all can see, if you didn't already know, this is a black program. So, like,
Hold on there,
that's what it's a far cry from what we run a black network.
But we're very inclusive.
Yeah, we are extremely inclusive, but it would only be right that our top TV mom would be Claire Huxtable.
Yeah.
For so many reasons.
What happened?
Like,
I heard that. Everyone else was emphatic. So,
no?
I don't know.
Pause.
Why.
What?
I don't know why that noise came out.
Yeah, then speak your truth. You feel differently?
No.
Why?
Oh, okay.
What happened?
No.
Huh? Just
Oh, the laptop needs to be charged.
oh,
This.
Right there.
oh, you give me sorry, that's
Don't
it.
worry.
The one part I forgot.
I got you.
So, all right, Claire Huxtable. We're talking. So Claire Huxtable is our number 1. Yo, Claire. I use Claire Huxtable phrases on my kids now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, so in it, I'll never not say, oh, you have to do it some more. That big fun. Look at that big fun. So that, you know what I mean? Like, well, she was probably at a time when they weren't really showing it like that. Like, we had 2, and I don't even want to say working class black parents, they were both professionals. They, yeah, they, and you know what I mean? Like they lived in that brownstone out fire.
Oh yeah, we're doing well.
So you know what I mean? Like that was, you know what I mean? To be able to see like that success in a black home, see people that, you know, like to see that dynamic work. You know what I mean? Like she was like submissive but not to be played with. Like
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I'm saying?
what I said,
Like,
I love,
like-
like the way I said it before, like she was strong and submissive simultaneously.
yeah.
And even to see the come up as a family, you know what I mean? If we remember that far enough, they weren't always in that brownstone. Those first couple of seasons, they were living in a different kind of household, in a different kind of life. So even the come up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the success and the family.
So come on. So, I mean, when they had, and then like all of their kids, so like Sandra, I mean, she faced hardship because she wanted to. That a part of it that she had with Elvin was terrible. Like, yo, like, with the brown water, but I guess the brown water is like a thing in New York, they say.
Oh man.
I thought they was at Flint.
Like
I had the foot though.
Oh.
Yeah, I had
Jesus.
Oh.
And then, so like her, I mean, like Denise was their wayward child. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a wayward child in my family, so Denise resonated with me. But and then like we have Theo, Vanessa, and you know what I'm saying, and Rudy. Like they all represented like five. There was like 5 different personalities, but she was able to manage everybody pretty well. And they, you know what I'm saying? Like I like that she was able to give him that look that she did right before you somebody you beat him.
Yeah.
Like this is your last chance look. Like you know what I'm saying? Like and they immediately just calmed down. It was, yeah. So that, you know what I mean? Like they knew. And then like the dad, even though you know what I'm saying, like he was him, they kind of like tried to backdoor her. You know what I'm saying? Like and like went to him first with some stuff. He would say things and.
What your mama say?
Yeah, but I said, like, ultimately go back to what your mom said.
Very, very important tool in the dad footballs. What your mama said, oh yeah.
We're unanimous on Claire Huxtable unapologetically. I saw that some people were saying that the Gilmore Girls mother was top TV mom.
Not
And that,
familiar.
like that may be true, but I don't watch that show. We never.
I ain't watch it.
Like, so, hey, maybe she was great. But
She's probably dope.
in our world, she doesn't exist.
In this multiverse.
Right.
2023 Black Queen.
Oh man.
Like,
There's some white people here.
just
And they're gonna make the list too.
well, I do got a white one on my list. So
Mhm.
my number two is Marge Simpson. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the reason.
Does she count as white though?
Huh?
She white?
Does she
Oh,
count as white though?
I mean,
They live.
What would they be though?
I mean, they come straight.
They're from. So
First off, they
I
are
think.
people
I
of
think.
color.
Right.
Yo.
And the hair doesn't look alike.
Then she got an afro, right? She got a box cut. Like.
I would go with Corey.
The sisters here, the
So
twins.
now, all right. So now we gotta wonder what nationality the Simpsons. But I thought I was.
Bart
saying,
had a high top.
I thought
Bart. He definitely had a high.
he has spikes at the top though. Like that's
I mean, that's
He-
probably your sponge situation.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
But we- I think-
He styled the tips.
They had been ahead of their time. Like, he might have just had the sponge for it.
So no, but remember during the time, some of y'all watching might be too young for this, but at one point there was because cartoons on T-shirts was really big, and so they made like Black Bart. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
Yeah, I remember that.
They had the wherewithal to make him black on those T-shirts, and he had to be white on the show.
Right.
So
And
that's
then
it. In Homer's Walden, that's clearly white man or male pattern.
That's true.
That's, you know what I'm saying?
What if they're a mixed family though?
I know.
They could be mixed.
That's true. That's true. 'Cause you didn't just say March had that after. All right.
at least
So
you
we'll
got
say like,
the
wait a
hair,
minute.
too.
You know what? All right. So we gonna right here. We gonna say that the Simpsons were. Yeah. Or we just gonna call them mulatto. It was. You know what I'm saying? Like it was all
The first blended family.
the first blended. I like
Right.
it. I like it. So she was. Yo, but Marge Simpson. Yo, think about it. Like she basically was the glue that held her family together. Like Bart.
True.
Oh, yo, he was always. They was at the school like every day for this. He was always doing something crazy. Remember that He put mad megaphones together and turned them on, and like it just said testing through, and but the power of all of them just like broke every school bus window, I mean, so she was constantly having to deal with that. Homer was the most, I mean, like he was the most present but ineffective father at the same. He was like not having a dad though. Because, as a dad, I'll say like we do babysit differently than
Absolutely.
I mean, you don't babysit your kids. I'm saying like we watch our children
Differently.
because you know what I'm saying. Like the moms, like they probably have the kids like in front of them. Like the dads, like we gonna watch over them. Like if they're playing cool, go downstairs, watch the game. And you just listen for stuff to happen, right? Like you know what I mean? Like so check it out. I was doing like I thought that I was really doing something because I would like go upstairs and on the commercial breaks, make sure Jason wanted to do nothing but play the drum track. So he just took every pot from the kitchen and he could find and he's playing just with pencils. So it's cool. So because as long as I hear him doing that, it's cool. But then like you hear silence, you go up there. But then like after a while, he started appearing in the living room because he learned how to jump over the baby the little gate. So it's like run downstairs. I'm like, what's going on? So yeah, so that was so anyway. Homer Simpson, he was like that was his form, but he never checked on him. They did mad stuff under his watch. He was constantly in danger of getting fired. He worked at a nuclear plant. And shout out to him because he had a better job than me with no degree.
It might be like the first cartoon dad with a drink.
Yeah, that's
they did highlight the beer comment.
He was at Moe's, bro. He was at Moe's
consistently
like, every night, bro.
Consistently.
I know the brand of beer he drank.
Like
Duffy.
The only person that drank more in their town than Homer Simpson was Barney, and he was like the town drunk.
He was a clear wine.
Homer was definitely a good understudy though. Like he was
they were drinking buddies. He just was the functional
facts. And that, you know what I'm saying? Like he had a family. That's probably what really did it because he couldn't be out in these streets. His wife wouldn't allow him. Which brings you back to Marge Simpson. Marge Simpson, top tier. Because there's they did mad episodes and they showed them in the future and the family was still together somehow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so shout out to Marge Simpson because she held it down.
Right.
And she stayed with this dude. Her sisters were so against her relationship.
Oh, they hated it.
She held him down, bro. Like, so, you know what I mean? Like, I definitely, so when y'all can go, who's your number two?
So, kind of in the same token, where like, there's a dad that's there, but like in his own world, and I don't even know if he's in his own world, but Home Improvement,
Tim Allen?
Tim Allen.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
The wife, the mom.
Okay.
She's a dope mom.
She was a,
She was
she kind of
She's a dope mom.
Is that Jill?
Jill, yes.
Jill, yes.
So Jill had to parent her husband often. Did she not? He was a little reckless.
It was harsh.
I mean,
he was very successful for his stupidity.
right, but there was, I think she kept him on it. Okay, him and her and Al. Yeah, and
Wilson, yeah.
but she put up with a lot of shenanigans, while dealing with her husband and raising 3 boys, and I think they had a very good structure. I mean, she had to deal with a lot. I used to watch that and be like, yo, how she didn't leave her? Like, what's going on? Yo, I'm just saying.
Just leave him. Give him a chance.
It's
Did
like,
we
yo,
watch the show?
yo,
There were a lot of chances given.
to leave him though, because like,
I'm
it wasn't like
just
he was into
saying.
other women or nothing
I was
like
about to
that.
say,
His spare
like-
time he worked on the hot rod. He was
Like,
always at the crib.
First
and,
off,
and she
why
was a
does
t-
it
he was
have
he was a
to?
TV personality that was successful.
I'm just saying, like
So-
you married an idiot. Like don't expect like a genius to pop out after the marriage. You're like, well, now that we bought a house, be smart. He's like, actually, you can't see what got me here.
Right.
Like it got me you.
Yeah.
Like so, I really don't know.
Yeah.
Like
And-
you can't change a player's game tonight.
to your point,
Like,
you can't you're talking about a successful white dude who basically failed up his entire life. So why am I going to stop depending on white privilege now? when it's gotten me everywhere that I wanted to be in life.
Including you.
I know, right?
It's
Like, how can you change your
Right,
standards?
but like,
Don't get
we're
brand
able
new.
to afford and have all these great things, but you're not attentive to the family. I'm just saying, like you're saying all these great things that, yes, those things contribute to a successful, maintaining a successful, relationship and family, but there are other parts. I'm just saying, like, there were opportunities that he missed, and yes, she probably did question whether or not she should remain married to Zach.
There is a difference between a home wife and a home mother.
True.
I'm just trying to be problematic.
Clearly, she swerved. She was like, I'm not getting hit by her.
But no, because he's feeling it today, we might as well go all the way in. Like,
Pause.
Pause.
There you go. Gotcha.
Nice.
okay.
Yo, that's a good one. I really didn't think of her. But now that like the things that she did have to go through, but he wasn't bad, yo. I think that to be like non-attentive and like you know what I'm saying, like you talking about a dude that really was just into her. He just didn't really, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't like a bring you flowers for no reason type of thing. He just, you know what I mean? Like he didn't pay attention to the details. But he
I think
wasn't.
that's important. That's probably a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, that fine space between a person's standards changing. Like, did you change or did the standards change? Like, you know what I mean? Like, did your person change? Like, cause don't get me wrong, like, we do a lot of things to woo people. You know what I mean? Like, so if he was thoughtful to rope her in, and then he just stopped doing that and became his normal self, that's not fair.
Or I mean, like I'm his normal self.
No, not for
But
real,
like,
because like,
evolution does happen.
Yeah.
Especially if you're with somebody for that long.
For sure.
You have to do stuff. But I mean, who knows? I'm sure it doesn't end like that, but.
For me, my number 2 mom, I'm gonna go with Florence Evans. Good times. You know what I'm saying?
temporary
Inner city Chicago, that era. You know what I mean? Crazy.
Florida?
Yes. Yes, it was.
I'm sorry.
What I say?
James is the husband.
Oh, my fault.
No, no,
You said Florida. You said Florida?
I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm
Florida.
sorry.
We in there.
That's what my number 2. Just the era that they grew up in. You know what I'm saying? Raising 3 kids. Husband that was present. You know what I'm saying? The ultimate provider, but his child rearing was pretty much the rod and the belt. You know what I'm saying? So she gave the nurturing. She also gave the strong foundation. You know what I mean? She was able to temper her husband's anger, dealing with being the main provider during that era. You know what I mean? I think she held it down.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, that is a little, I think I've watched it again, but it was a little bit before my time, but.
I think she was 4 on my list.
Yeah.
Or number 4. She was right there.
She made
Still
the
on
list.
there,
The
right?
top 5.
Yeah, I like that. Is it my turn?
Yes, sir.
Okay, number 2. The mom from Martin.
The mom for Martin?
Which mom?
Yeah. Martin's mom.
Martin's
yo.
mom? I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
No.
Okay. Let's dig into it.
Explanation.
Let's dig
Let's
into
go.
it. Let's
Go
dig
ahead.
into
Go
it.
ahead.
You'd be hard pressed to find any mom that loved their child more than the mom from Martin. So the amount of love she had for her child, great. That's her winning attribute. The cautionary tale of her, never make your child your spouse. She was disgustingly hell bent on finding problems with anybody that he would do. No one would ever be good enough. And there's boundaries as we grow that we have to have with our parents when we're developing an adult life. And in a comical way, they showcase that on the TV. Because I was like, yo, she kind of needs to chill. Like, I was like, yo, it's not that bad. And she was just like a hussy and all types of other things. And I was like, yo, you gotta relax, man. And she was always down to cook for her son. Even though he was grown and moved on. And it was crazy because even though she thought no one was good enough for her son, those that were in that spot, they could actually reach out to her, and she would do something for her son, even though she didn't want to talk to them. So it was like when he had that dieting episode, and then she was like, "Well, I got your mom to cook your favorite food for you," and it's like that's kind of crazy considering like your mom pretty much hates you, but you can call and be like, "Hey, this is for Martin." Like, you make some food, she'd be like, "Yeah, Snow's on." Like, so yeah, she loved her son. That's how she got my relationship.
Hey,
Oh, that's me? Oh, I wasn't ready. All right, so number 2, I think listen, for me, I'm a Family Matters kid, so I'm gonna go with Vivian. Vivian was
Wait, what?
hold on. Family Matters or Freshman?
oh my bad. You're right. Harriet.
Period.
Harriet, that's what I meant.
Winslow.
Yes, Harriet Winslow. Yes. So I'm a Family Matters kid. That was my joint growing up. So for me, like the stuff that like because all right, Carl Winslow is the enforcer. Like that is his job. He's literally a police officer in the show. Like he's constantly trying to teach them stories, to teach them life lessons about like being black in America kind of thing. But Harriet was to the point where like, all right, I'm gonna teach you these things, but I'm gonna keep it real with you, like, cause it's okay. Like when this dude Eddie crashed his car into the joint, like she had a conversation with him, like instead of like yelling, cause like that's what we see oftentimes. Like we see people yelling, people getting frustrated, but to see somebody who was like, all right, yo, you messed up, and you're still grounded, like you're still in trouble. However, like these are things you have to be mindful of. She also was trying to coach Carl before, cause I guess she had messed Carl up. Carl had messed Eddie up in that episode, being that he was like, "What about if there was some random milk truck, like that just dropped out the sky type of thing?" So like, but like that's my number 2. My number 2 is Harriet. Am I going to 3 too?
You can start at 3 if you want to, but I think Harriet, like I did actually think of maybe putting Harriet in my top. Nah, she didn't make number 3 for Carl. I thought she was solid. She was supportive. I think we started talking before the show started about how like they kind of phased her out once.
It's true.
Urkel became popular. I'm saying like from the storyline.
Yeah.
Little sister was completely storyline. So
Oh yeah.
shout out to Harriet for surviving. Like, Carl didn't get divorced. Like,
Advertise that bedroom.
They didn't
That
kill her
door
off.
was wild.
It was like, coming from a time when her actual job was an elevator operator.
Wow.
Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, just contributing and pressing buttons. So, like,
Job at the department store.
Yeah, I mean, she ended up like it wasn't the glow up type of thing, but I think just like her, I think she made the family more of a family. Like her being as rigid as Carl was, for her to like calm him down and get him to see reasoning at times. Like that's what kind of sealed it for me, because like there's sometimes that like because I'm a father and I'm a husband, like I understand like sometimes I might be a little too rough. I don't have sons, but like I can understand like, all right, I want what's best for you so much, where like sometimes I push you a little too hard, and like having that contrast of like because she would do it like mid argument, she would call Carl out, "Hey Carl, let me talk to you in another room real quick," and then like have a conversation. Same thing with Claire Huxtable. So that's why like I agreed with the number 1 spot, but like yeah, Harriet's my peoples.
This is, I don't know. So it's okay. Alright. So this is a newer mom. Have you seen the show on Netflix, Georgia and Jane?
That's the one about
I've seen a couple episodes.
I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
I've seen a couple episodes when they're running all together.
No. Oh no. That's Frankie and
That's too many first names. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I won't.
Is she white?
I'm not.
she's white.
Her
She has
daughter's
the big
mixed,
straight.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I have seen her. I've seen that show before.
Okay.
I stopped watching.
Now, she is not a conventional mom by any means. I think she had her daughter like at 16. And she's been like, raising her on her own for the she does things by any means necessary to make sure her children are good. She wants them to have a better life than she had. And I'm sorry, I don't want to give away the plot, but she might die. So for her then, for that day, that she got them to where she needed to get them. I just really like her. I think she's just one of those,
Murders.
she didn't murder anybody. But the
Stop
the
living in her life.
reasoning behind it, like you'd be like, oh, that's absolutely justifiable. Like I support her. I'm glad she did that. You like you don't watch the show, but like she tries to protect her children while trying to make sure that they have a better life than she did. And again, kind of like the time means necessary. I feel like y'all need to watch it. Like watch the show, and then you're like, see where she was coming from with this angle. But I enjoy her as a mom because I feel like if you have a lot of life, you work out. Yeah.
Interesting. Because you're description.
Oh, it's a good
I
show.
got it.
I'm
I
sorry.
gotta check out the show.
You described it really
I didn't. I mean, once you find out why, though, but she doesn't murder anybody, technically.
Technically.
She's an unalive.
Like what?
Somebody passed away, but can you prove that she did anything? No, you can't. And he should have.
I hope they
Ooh, ooh.
Right. Sam Jackson voice. So what's the name of the show?
Georgia and June.
Jenny with the G, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah.
I'll probably have scroll by it. Not that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's really good.
No, I'm gonna check.
She's a good. I'm glad to tell you like number 3 right now. Peg Bundy. Married with children now.
Let's hear it from Peg.
You're not gonna like everything tonight. I'm talking about to the people that's watching. Like you're not necessarily gonna like everything tonight. But I feel like in a way of being able to
I just know this is about to take a turn.
Right?
It is,
I'm
yo.
I'm
waiting.
so ready.
yo,
Good.
I feel like she's the quintessential loser girlfriend.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like of everybody. Like, think about this. The reason I'm saying that is because you know what I mean. Like not that you should. It's not your responsibility to elevate somebody. But everybody talks about how behind every great man there's a great woman, right? So what did she do wrong? That her husband was clearly like he peaked in high school. He was the star. He was the star football player of this high school. Polk High, 4 touchdowns in 1 game. You know what I'm saying? Like we know the story.
That's crazy what you're blaming this on her.
Yeah, but no. I'm not blaming. So I'm not blaming on her. But it was like, well, what happened was, all right. So dude, so basically, like he was a loser. Like, he peaked in high school. You know what I mean? Like, and so she was his girlfriend in high school. I'm assuming. You know what I'm saying? Like because she was probably like the prettiest. So, like, don't get it wrong. Like yo, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like Peg Bundy, like she, you know what I mean? Like on the show, she's fire. Like you know, Kate Seagal,
Yeah.
like shout out to you know what I'm saying? Like her, she looked really good. But I'm saying like yo, she was probably like the prettiest cheerleader in high school, right? So like they just got together and was like a losery couple. And so like yo, I mean, but just like and they actually were haters though. Like you know what I mean? Like on everybody that was successful around them, they kind of brought them down. Like she was after, you know what I'm saying, like other successful dudes, you know what I'm saying, like this dude, like Al Bundy's his greatest joy in life is to go to the nudie bar, and so like yo, the neighbors, yo, they was never able to go they wanted so badly to compete with the neighbors next door, and they just couldn't, cause homegirl had like yo, her job was really dope, her first husband was dope until he, you know what I'm saying, like he cheated and then like ended up having that issue with the bald eagle thing. He had to like leave town, and you know what I mean. Like then she got the yes man, basically the simp Jefferson, and you know what I mean. Like so, but their life was still always better yo. and she always clowned this dude for being a shoe salesman, but didn't have no job. Like, yo, Peg Bundy, like, yo, she really didn't do anything but sat home eating bonbons. And like, yo, this was, yo,
She did
there was never, yo, my man couldn't come home to smell a salad.
There's a gem in that. She's one of the women that shouldn't cook. Now the reason being is if you pay close attention to the opening credits, she actually prepared a salad while smoking a cigarette.
And
That's
it fell in.
insanity. Like therefore, you leave the food out.
I understand, I understand that, but the thing is, so yo, they, you know what I mean, like, she wanted to like raise the kids at home. I'm guessing. I mean, like, it's questionable as to whether or not she did a good job raising them. I feel like Bud Bundy probably had the most sense out of them all. Christina Applegate, although she was beautiful in the show, she's clearly an idiot. And so, you know what I mean, like,
or a replica.
so. Well, yeah, Jesus. And so, you know what I mean? Like, and so that's, I mean, but that's pretty, so it's like, yo, I mean, like, we're in this wild situation. Just imagine, like, owning a home, your like, your husband is like an employee at a shoe store, and not even, yo, we're not even talking about, like, Foot Locker or nothing like that. It was, like, just a woman's shoe store. He's basically working at Payless. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know what I mean? Like, and they're clearly struggling because some of the time she didn't cook probably because they didn't have food in the fridge. Evidenced by the fact that whenever they did have food, like, the kids were fighting over it, like it was their last meal. So, you know, so it was like she downed Al Bundy every chance she got, but she wasn't doing much better. It's like, yo,
But she did. You know what's weird about that? She didn't want him a lot. Like she definitely still liked him. Like he didn't like her as much as she liked him.
I think you gotta go back and check the insults, bro. Like they,
No,
No,
the
I'm not.
insults
I'm not saying that
like the
insults
level of
didn't
But she
sarcasm
did try to get,
in the
like,
way-
all the time.
She was trying to get him.
She was on it, like he liked the women at the nudie bar more than he liked her. Like
Well,
honestly,
I
believe
don't
that.
know that he liked her. I think that he just liked looking at titties, and I
No,
can't
that's
fault him for
fine.
that. And I don't think anybody. But the thing is, right? So there was like an episode where he worked out to gain back the stamina to be able to put it down, and he did it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she had a 3-day fast, and she was like, I couldn't take it, whatever.
How
Yeah.
long was that show on there?
Go back and check that out. But
How long
she,
was that show
hold
on
on.
for?
It was very long. But
And there's a episode where he
she
actually
did.
sexually.
She did that. Hold on, but listen. We're not gonna pretend that you're gonna be married to somebody that you resent. Like, you don't want nothing to do with them. Like, yo, I mean, like, I don't know why that was.
And that,
I don't know why that was. And I'm not, like I said, they were both losers. But I'm saying, like, you know, because we're talking about TV moms, they're saying that she's somewhere near the bottom for me, because I mean, like, I don't know what lessons her children learn from her.
that goes to my takeaway when I was trying to rank moms from TV moments that I remembered. When she was on my list or closer to, the reason I had her was the cautionary tale of it. Like, you know, if you like actually go with whoever you like, because he was in a whole situation with somebody he didn't like. Like, and I'm just like, yo, like, I don't need to feel the way he felt about Peggy Bundy, where like at some point that was a status. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was the cheerleader,
Yep.
he was the football player, so he dated who he was supposed to be with. Then all of a sudden, there's a baby. So now you're doing what's supposed to be the right thing.
Right.
And then now, to his point about them both being losers, for lack of better words, they actually get to like just Spider-Man mean the rest of their life and be like, it's your fault my life isn't great. No, it's your fault my life isn't great. No, it's your fault. And it's like, actually, like, who knows what she would have been to somebody that actually liked her the same way she liked them, and for him as well. Like like you said, behind every great man is a great woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, she probably would have been way more supportive and not as much of a person that was complaining for somebody that they felt mutually. I just feel like it's just a show about people that should be together. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, when I look at it, I'm like, oh, like, I would never want to be stuck with someone and be like, well, you know, she wants to have sex all the time, but I don't, 'cause I don't like it. You know what I mean? Like,
That's deep.
Like it's weird. Like that was my lesson when I look back at it. I'm like, wow, I would never want to not like someone that much and have to spend that much time with them.
Well, I mean, like, I wasn't counting like what she was at, you know what I'm saying, like necessarily as a wife, you know, so like, I didn't really, you know what I'm saying, like I said, I don't really know what I mean, obviously they love each other. It was just kind of like
Maybe.
the most dysfunctional family on TV that worked, as a show. So that's my number three. That's my number three.
Number three for me, we go with Claire Dunphy. Modern Family.
Oh,
Yeah. But just for the sheer entertainment of it all, you know what I
Okay.
mean? As far as like moms that are willing to go to the extreme for their kids, you know what I'm saying? She would always go super extra, you know what I'm saying? Husband wasn't smart, but you know, she loved him anyway, you know what I'm saying? Just dealing with a box of rocks.
nothing like loving a gun.
Yeah.
But such a loving
Hey,
dad.
it happens, right? But you know, and also she liked to get a little saucy from time to time, so that makes things interesting.
Is it my turn? Yo, mine is from a movie, and it's actually one scene that like if I overthink about it enough, I can make a case for it. So I really love The Temptations, and I'm gonna say Otis's mom is like that.
I have to
I can't stand you.
fill me in, man. I
Y'all
gotta
seen The
go back.
Temptations, right?
Yeah.
So, so remember when Otis gets his hair permed in the beginning, right? And then like his dad was trying to get, well, stepfather actually, was trying to get him to be very responsible with his job. And he's like, yo, they're not gonna respect you at the plant like this. Like you got, man. He's like, yo, mom, tell him it doesn't wash out. And he's like, well then shave it off. And he's mad, all this stuff, right? And it's funny because you watch a mom actually like navigate both, like trying to make the kid feel okay, but still make the dad feel respected. And he's like not talking to his stepfather, but he's talking to his mom. Then he gets disrespectful to the dad. Then she stops him. He's like, yeah, I'm on your side, but show respect. And then he's like, and then all of a sudden Otis becomes grateful. And I'm like, yo, that says a lot to what moms have to do. And they have to like juggle stuff. And like, you know, make sure that the kids don't feel like you're just on your mill, like that's my man, I'm gonna stick beside him. And like, you know, he came in here, so whatever you say, I don't care. Like, I just feel like I've seen her do a lot of juggling in one of my favorite movies, where I'm like, I gotta give her credit for that, because like, that's like a thing that moms do that we never really applaud in their movies. So that's why I put her on there.
Respect.
Rewatch that with that in mind, for sure.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
That's pretty dope, man. So y'all got our top three TV moms. And,
I got one. I didn't do three.
What's your number three?
So I also have a three from a movie, and it's kind of the same on the same time as KJ, but my thing is from Honey, Matilda, or from Matilda, Miss Honey, who becomes Matilda's adopted mom.
Yeah, I've been watching Matilda several times
Listen.
the last few weeks.
She is dope. Miss Honey is dope. Like from beginning to end, like she's just a loving person. She loves the kids. She's trying to make sure that like whatever is best for the kids is happening, kind of thing. And then for the fact of her to like, all right, this isn't even your child. This isn't your child. You showed up to this lady's house looking for Matilda. Like that is dope. Like her own parents aren't. Yeah, so I gotta give number three because it's the reason I could only give her three is because it's such a short clip of her the relationship and then like her actually being the mother. Like you don't really get to see that, but like just off of the strength of who she was to Matilda in that movie, like I gotta put her on the list.
Anderson, Miss Honey was the best.
Right, Miss Honey was dope. Like.
With that being said, I got ours. You can drop yours in the comments if you like to. Just like give them a big section of our answer.
But yeah, if there was gonna be a thumbnail, it'd be like Right, yeah. What? Not wrong. Like, I'm just saying, like, she's the only person I got a unanimous pick.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, like, yo,
status for
the
that.
thing, yo, not only, and I don't feel like I have to continue to make a case for Claire Huxtable, but let's not forget that she, you know what I mean, like, she reared all of the Cosby kids and then turned around and raised a championship boxer who, you know what I'm saying, like, like, it wasn't even her biological son, she raised
Right.
him, like, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah, her
like,
body of work in the multiverse.
so,
Right.
shout out to, in every universe, she's a good mom, like, yo,
I never heard
You know what I'm
nothing
saying?
crazy as actual Felicia Rashad.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? Like, and she did all this while Ahmad Rashad was recording inside stuff. So,
Lots of sports knowledge over the weekend.
yeah.
You know, I just want to throw out an honorable mention, and I just thought about her. This is like a woman who's played moms in the black mom in several different shows and movies. Jennifer Lewis. She's the mom
Jennifer
on
Lewis, yo.
Blackish.
Oh yeah, she's dope.
The grandmother,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
I love her.
Yeah.
She was
He's
she was one
from
of my
Kingdom
favorite
Come.
sisters.
Yeah.
The one that passes out in Kingdom Come.
She was, if she was, you know, one of their sisters. She actually, she be on the internet just dropping jewels.
Nah, I like her. I like her for real.
Oh, man.
She's dope.
Should we get a honorable mention round robin down just of like people that did, like you said, since you did the
I get you.
Creed thing, like the ones
That
that
kind-
played
yeah.
like overall moms.
Yeah. Oh, I
Good,
know that.
good and or bad, just ones that bring up comedy.
Wanda was a terrible mother across the multiverse. I'm talking about WandaVision.
Oh.
She went into another universe to take kids from her doppelganger.
Right.
Mad selfish though, and she got a whole Marvel movie. She got a whole Marvel movie. They just titled it Doctor Strange, but it was really about
It
her.
definitely was. It
You
definitely
know what I'm
was.
saying? Like, so she's dream walking, just stealing kids because she's not able to have them in her universe. It's like you couldn't have tried like in vitro fertilization. Her man was a robot, so obviously they wasn't having kids together. But
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like she couldn't try in vitro fertilization. Like some people just adopt children. If you got that much love to give to a child, yo, like you should do. But she didn't try to get a surrogate. She didn't like try to like do anything like to, it's like, all right, well, even if she couldn't afford it, she's the Scarlet Witch. She could, you know what I mean? Like, she can put those thoughts into the person in charge and be like, you want me to. You want me to have this. You want me to have, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and so she didn't even, the first thing that she did was like, oh, there's a multiverse. I'll just take kids from myself. So like, I'd rather my doppelganger be, you know what I'm saying? Like, be miserable. You know what I mean? Like, so, it didn't matter that the kids were frightened when she came into to try to take them or nothing. Like,
Miss Jones said she's not a mom.
Don't count.
Right.
They try to do the, like make us have sympathy for her. Like, oh, she just wanted to be a mom. I saw all kinds of crazy comments about this movie. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna herald her as a good mother, and they're saying, oh, she'll do anything for her kids. I just feel like she was just a selfish white lady. And that's all. That's how I remember her forever.
He avoided race on so many fronts.
Yeah.
Till,
Yeah.
My honorable mention, I'd probably go with Viola Davis.
Ooh, I love
Fences,
Viola.
like that one, and also the role
Why did you let out such a loud chuckle at Fences?
but also thinking about the Woman King. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Oh, see, now we there now. Now we there.
That whole relationship, you know what I mean? Coming from the struggle of, you know what I'm saying, being raped, all of that, the loss, and then being found and what she was willing to do in order to, you know what I mean, circumvent that whole issue. We haven't seen this.
You got it. Go
That's
ahead.
a wonderful
So yeah.
Keep it coming, yo.
So Amber said Claire Huxtable, Vivian Banks, and Florida Evans love how they all balance being mothers and wives.
Well, here we go.
That's where we at. That's where we at. That's where we at.
Yeah, yo. So go ahead. 'Cause we definitely had this conversation off camera. Yeah, I'm just go ahead.
These comments are live, right?
Yeah.
All right, great. I'm gonna ask a question. What did Vivian Banks do?
Oh boy, you start singing Amazing Grace.
She hired
Give her something.
Vivian Banks
She hired
was
Jeffrey.
amazing at delegating.
That was a dope choice.
She delegated.
The male butler was not.
I mean, I don't.
Go ahead.
The best I can do just to argue it is like Vivian Banks. Like, all right, so first on Viv or second on Viv? First,
No, that's not fair. Because that's one of her highlights.
no, I personally prefer first on Viv. Like, but I think because like off camera, like she was, I guess they had problems or there was, because
Yeah, her and Will got into it.
exactly.
Absolutely.
She got into it with Will Smith, and then that kind of subtracted most of her camera time. So I think that's part of it. But like in the scenes that she does have some like heartfelt moments with her children, with Will, like where like you're like, all right, cool. Like she had the potential to be a dope mom, but I think to KJ's point, she was robbed because there's a lot more of those moments with Jeffrey. Like, cause Jeffrey's just there. He's always there. Like, even what usually happens is they're all in the kitchen, everybody leaves, and the last two people that are left in the kitchen are Jeffrey and Will. Every time. Like,
Unfortunately, the mechanics of the show killed her screen time. So I'm not gonna act like she's not a victim of circumstance on the technical side. To your point about being in the kitchen or being in the living room or whatever, like you would see Will and Summer. So you would see Will and Carl. You would see Will and Jeffrey. You would see Will and Uncle Phil. You would see Hillary and Will. You would see Will and Ashley. Like Will ate up the screen time.
right.
He was the star. So just like we were talking about the Steve Urkel thing, like the technical aspect of the show would actually kill your screen time. But I hate to say it, but it's like I really don't have many memories of those moments that you speak of. That Aunt did.
There was a handful of them. So Amber says that doesn't dismiss the moments she had with her kids and giving guidance, direction, support, and discipline.
Which
And I
moments?
think the first Aunt Viv did more.
Right,
Like,
and that's what I'm saying. The first Aunt Viv,
season at that,
right.
like,
The first Aunt Viv was a lot more
it definitely tapered off.
present.
Like
yeah, I think her
until
role changed.
until
Right.
and this is no disrespect to anyone, but I think that we all have an idea of Aunt Viv. And that's great. Like lots of conceptual things that make her a great mom. Like the family was successful. She wasn't a detriment to the family. But I'm just asking if I can remember, or if anyone can remember a specific time. And it's like I remember a lot of specific things from those episodes. Like I remember them going through a lot. I remember Aunt Viv arguing with his mom. I remember her going through
Yep.
with her sisters. I remember a lot of things from these shows, and I don't remember her giving just like
Didn't one of the
specific tutelage to the kids.
oh maybe I'm trying to remember. Like I'm trying to
Me
think
too.
when Will's actual dad comes to the house, who talks to Will's dad and like, yo,
Uncle Phil.
it is Uncle Phil. You're right.
She talks to Uncle Phil about things he needs to do.
Yeah.
Well, I think that.
Get out there and make us look good.
I think
Everybody
that
needs a
the
consigliere.
first,
That's why I said she's great at delegating. She's an offensive coordinator. Like, don't embarrass us. Get out there and get the money. All right, you back? Now listen, the kids are going through this. Get out there and tell them what to do.
I
I
mean,
think that the first one probably was, she probably was more active than
the second one. Yep.
Because the second one was, you know what I mean?
The
Like,
kids were older. They had things
yeah,
figured
I
out.
do like.
The whole time.
Yeah,
That's true.
I like the second one. But I think like when she was like when she decided she was gonna go back to work and was like the substitute teacher was class that time.
Yo,
it was like having
okay.
in the black
I like that.
So she was like she was
Good
because she
one.
was a professor or whatever, and so she like put more work on him than the other students, and then he was upset. And then she was like, well, you should take more pride in doing more work. You should want to do more work because you are the only black student. Like, you know something, you shouldn't expect the coach because and pretty much gave him the lesson. Like, that's the problem with, you know what I mean, like with that type of thinking is that you know what I mean, like this is Black History, you shouldn't expect no free ride. You should want to do more than everybody else.
Right.
You should be working, you know, without even being prompted, like to do more work, because this is something that you actually can shine in, because none of these other students are Black. And so she kind of
Right.
gave him that appreciation, like, so that was like the second
Second.
one, not so, you know, not so much.
I mean, I'm not gonna separate them because that's like show politics, and you know what I mean. Like, no matter what, I feel like if the first one was there, like they would have still wrote the show the same way.
I
So-
think that
I don't think
she
so.
nah, I think that
She was fighting
the
for
reason
it.
that she left was because she wanted
More screen
Yeah,
time.
she was
Yeah.
yeah, she wanted that, and they weren't. So yeah, maybe they wanted to not, you know, not do it. You know, they wanted to give her whatever she had, but I think that they even scaled it back more because they didn't want that problem again. They just want somebody like, yo, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna do what y'all say, I'm gonna let it
If I'm not mistaken, I think she gave him an ultimatum. It was like me or Will type of thing. And
That's
then,
why they
Well,
had
that-
they made up on the reunion show.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but pretty much, you know, like the second one, I mean, to even think about it
It
that
is,
way, it's
though.
like, I mean, like the second Andrea was pretty much there to run out the clock. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but
Yeah, we got. There's still some time in there.
Yeah.
Let's get this thing done.
yeah.
But honestly, I mean, yo, you're right. With the that's a great moment. When she was the substitute teacher, teaching the kids about the drinking gorge, like it also goes to her with the dance thing that we laughed and joked about in pre-production.
Of course.
And it's
Yeah.
like it just shows that she was artistically gifted. And the thing is like the very small glimmers of her character that they showed in the early show. This is why they expand that role in the reboot.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, my take is not wrong. I hate to say it.
Yeah. No,
But-
you're not wrong.
But she's a way better character in the new one because they actually expand her role. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the way the role was presented to us, I'm just being honest, that I'm not I'm not romanticizing the idea of her. But the idea of her being conceptualized shows in the reboot. Because she's actually doing things, they're struggling with time together versus time for their passions, you know what I mean, versus time to parent. They're showing that, like, they're actually lost, which I hate to say it, but it gives me more questions. Because it's like, oh, when you deal with, like, the whole Carlton drug problem thing, I'm like, oh, well,
Yep.
they're both really busy.
Mm.
Which makes me think, what was the end of doing in the first one? What did she do?
She was working.
I'm pretty sure she was. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure she works at the same place as Tommy Strong at this
No,
point. Nobody knows
I
what
gotta
she
Google
does.
this because
I Google it. I got you.
Some briefcases and stuff. Like, she was dressed to the nine. She was going somewhere.
Let me see.
No, but she was going to school, like.
You said she was going
No,
somewhere?
no, no. She was a professor, correct?
Yeah.
When?
But this is prior to her,
There was a
prior
time.
to them
This is
having
good.
kids.
Yeah.
So-
I think, like,
So
that's
the
what she was
dark-
being a substitute
I'm on
teacher.
Google right now. I got you. So Dark Aunt Viv was a professor,
Okay.
and she was like if
Dark
Claire
Aunt
Huxtable.
Viv.
That's what it says.
I
This is
know,
Google. And she was like if Claire Huxtable had a BFF who took in her nephew. Okay. And meanwhile, Aunt Viv 2.0 was basically Tommy from Martin in a better suit.
No, Aunt Viv 2.0 probably didn't work.
Right. I mean, but it was clear. Like I
They
think
also
they
had
made it clear
additional
they had the
child.
baby, and then she just didn't work.
Okay,
But
so if
before
she did,
that,
so if Aunt Viv was actively full-time employed, how was she able to just become a teacher at the school for Black History? Did she tell her job that she was just gonna take a couple months off for a passion?
You looking at plot holes now?
100%. If we don't really know where she worked, and I can remember a time that she worked, then I'm like, well, what about the rest?
True.
I think the episode might have ended with her leaving that job. So,
Yeah,
like, it's,
there's a lot of episodes where she left stuff. Remember when she
Because
left
it-
the dance
so
competition
the
and
arc,
she fainted?
like, yeah, the arc was
It was
over.
a lot of work. Really tired. Fainted. Right in the hallway. There's a lot going
But she
on.
did it, and we got the lessons that you can put your mind to something and you can do it.
Oh yeah.
You can delegate if you work hard enough. You can find people.
Not a trifle.
that-
She definitely had
She-
a job, right? She had a job. Though.
She didn't need one.
She had one though.
She did have
didn't
one.
need one.
But she had one.
They were a well-to-do, a financially
Did she have
well-to-do
one?
family.
University professor. Oh my goodness.
What university?
I don't know. UCLA?
I know that she was a sub
Phoenix.
at Bel Air Prep.
Yo.
He said, "Yo, if there ain't no clips of her being at work."
Like this,
It's by far the most problematic.
this phantom gig is not rocking with me. Like, yo, like she got paid on every February 31st.
Jesus. All right. So while you're looking up,
No, it says.
What does it say?
She's a university professor. It says that.
I thought you were. I thought you were looking at more.
No, there's no more.
More facts.
I mean, I was
Whole-
trying to read through it.
Whole internet.
Let's
Nothing.
Move on.
I feel like we could contact her on social media and ask for a character background. She needs-
Nah, she's gonna give us the idea. She's gonna say what she wanted to do with the character. And they didn't allow it, and that's why she left the job. It wasn't fulfilling, and I understand that. She didn't want to be marginalized.
Yo, we're gonna transition
What we on the next one?
Some pre-production over there.
It's honorable mentions.
Yeah, we want to get some moms some actual real life stories with your mom if y'all got it. So we can we get to kind of do that. Like any important mom moments, any hilarious stories when your mom headache. She's around to tell the story.
Oh my gosh.
So anybody want
My mom. The only memory that, well, not the only memory. Of course, I have other memories of my mom, but the memory that stands out that I remember the most is when I was probably like 8 or 9. I had just seen Major Payne, right? And I knew the whole movie. So my mom used to just call people. You know, like your mom would bring you in a room and tell me that part. Like she would have me quote the whole movie to people because she was so excited. But like
I
Major.
was originally dance in front of my friends.
Right, exactly. Right. So it was always quote Major Payne, and like it was a great time though. Like I remember those. Also just, I think probably like the first time I had like a real conversation with my mom was like really important to me. Like it wasn't nothing like it was something like out of the ordinary, but it was a different perspective. Like there was a different like how the air, like just like having a conversation with my mom and not being like, oh, you're being disrespectful. Like we actually like conversing, like we're actually talking. Like it felt healthy, and like that was like an important moment for me. Like just being able to feel like I could just speak to her and she could speak back. Like it didn't have to be like, oh, you're being disrespectful, or you're saying something like not be misconstrued. Like just to have a conversation. Like it's very important to me. Oh, shout out to my mom.
Shout out, and make sure that everybody, continue to keep also streaming this live on the Logic Face Collective on YouTube. The Logic is Collective on YouTube. So we're talking about stories, any stories that we feel like telling about our mom. It's good.
My mom's dope. She's pretty cool. She's so laid back and but also not at the same time. I'm the youngest and she had all daughters, so I did feel kind of bad. There's some girls as a woman. I get it. I mean, I only got one, but yeah, I'm starting to see it. Like, so I don't don't know how she did it. I mean, there was a lot of random item throwing.
Oop.
That's why.
This is
Well,
an
we
arm's
got her to-
reach.
She's a Caribbean mother, so
Oh, I got you.
know, it was like, oh, remote, okay, cordless phone, all right, well, shoot, okay. So whatever was reachable, but we were just, you know, we were girls and we had fun hours, so. But it was a good time. I really enjoyed my childhood and having her raise me. But also, I'm glad that she had the opportunity to let my sisters raise me. She kind of took like a rest day with me, like a, whatever they say, you just go with them. Like,
She
She didn't
youngest
have to-
child comes along, that happens.
yeah,
I want
just
to
go with
say,
them.
well, I don't know if TW had the same experience. He was also the youngest child.
Yeah, I mean,
I know
so
mine
I
was
have a
like that.
total of 4 sisters, and it was, you know, I don't know, but like also to see, so my mom had 3, but to see all 3 of us in her too is wild, cause like I see myself in her a lot of the time, not even like in physical appearance, it's just like personality, like I can see, I'm like, oh, okay, that is my mom, like, we are one. But then I can see my older sister, because my oldest sister, her firstborn is like the first grandchild for both sides of the family, like, and that's what my mom was too. So like, you know, we just have this matriarchal thing that happens, and then there's this middle sister that I have that I didn't think I would see my mom in her, but I do, and I'm like, oh, okay, everybody must walk.
Nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect. Like, I thought my mom was perfect at one point. Then, you know, as I grew into a woman, I was like, oh, I see. Huh, cool. There's room for me to, like, just really, I mean, not be a horrible human being, but, like, just to not be perfect. So, once I saw that she was flawless, this is great. Sigh of relief, I don't have to be perfect, so.
Do you have that experience? No, I know your
Yeah,
siblings
yes.
are older though.
Man, a little bit. I get it. Man, my mom was dope too. You know what I mean? I appreciate the relationship that me and my siblings had that was cultivated by her as a foundation. But yeah, the baby gets a little bit of leeway. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to bushwhack at all. You know what I mean? I have multiple paths that I can follow, or I can choose to bushwhack. You know what I mean? And create my own path. So, yeah, I got away with it a little bit more. They will say I was spoiled, but I wasn't spoiled from the rod. It's actually pretty funny. I had a conversation with my mom earlier today, and I was just thinking about, because I have siblings from different areas. I have siblings in their 60s, 50s, and I'm in my 40s. So I was talking to her about what the whoopings were like while she was like fresh out of her 20s. And I was like, man, when I got those 40s and 50s,
Yeah.
like I thought she was trying to murder me.
Yeah, they-
You know what I'm saying? And I'm a big body, and she was like, I had to make sure you felt it. I was like, man, but I couldn't imagine getting one of those when she was still in her prime.
Bro,
You know what I mean?
Your brothers and sisters got like Miami LeBron.
She had plenty of energy.
It's funny that you say that, bro, because I have the opportunity now to like be like Bronny playing with his pops in the league. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that happens. But like my siblings were so much older than me. Like my sister was already married and had children. You know what I'm saying? When I was coming up, you know what I'm saying? Me and my niece are like 2 years apart. My brother left and went to the military, so he was like on his way out of the military when I was growing up. Me and my brother Jay were probably the tightest just in proximity of time that we were together. But even he went to college before I graduated high school. You know what I mean? So I have kind of like the only child experience as well, which is kind of interesting. But we're all super dope. You know what I mean? And we're all super tight. I can call anyone. I can call all 4 of them right now. You know what I mean? And we'll all have a conversation for like an hour. And it is really cool how things have developed from like you're the baby and, you know what I mean, we don't really value your opinion because you haven't lived enough life yet, to like having your older siblings call you and be like, yo, help me understand what's going on right now. And I'm like, yo, that's really dope. Because it's not only that they respect me, but they value my opinion.
Yeah, that's
what I'm
dope.
saying? And that means so much. But it ultimately comes from mom being the foundation, like, yo, that's your little bro, but like he's dope too. You know what I'm saying? That if you don't take the time to get to know who he is as a person, you're gonna miss out on how dope he is. You know what I mean? So it's an amazing relationship that we had. It's mostly cultivated, you know what I mean, from the relationship that we all come from my mother. So yeah.
That was my
My
turn.
youngest child, man, Chris, my brother Chris got married. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I got more beats. Most of them I deserve.
Oh, man.
Oh man, he like, I just learned from you stuff not to do. You know, like, so you try it. It's like, there's no way I was gonna do that. You know, which is cool. I mean, which is cool. He definitely. And then, yeah, my parents see like I came up. I feel like I was like the project child. Like, you know, what I mean?
Absolutely.
You come up like first, like they're just trying, like they're experimenting with you. You know what I'm saying? Like later on in life, when he was coming up, like they had more money. Well, I was already grown, so I wasn't able to read. Like, yo,
It's too late.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we had a budget our entire time. Like for Christmas, yo, we always had a budget. Like, yo, this nigga, he got a whole synthesizer. And I'm saying synthesizer instead of keyboard because there's a difference. You can get a Casio keyboard for sure.
Yeah.
Like this dude, he got a name brand Yamaha, bro. And that's yo, that was like a couple stacks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what in what universe could we have done this? Like, you know, he's like they were just they were
The Jetsons.
I mean, like I clearly would have tried to hop in a DeLorean and get up to 88 to put him back where I was at. Like, yo, this guy, he didn't know until after. He didn't really experience nothing like until after me and Marky moved out. My brother Marky, like now, like he had to cut the grass.
Yeah.
He had to shovel the snow. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was like those in my parents. He had to take out the garbage. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like no hate on the youngest children. They definitely get to, you know what I mean, get to more lenient. I feel like he never got a beating by my parents in their prime. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like just having like Michael and Scotty, just like. Larry O'Brien trophy every year.
It wasn't his time.
There was a period in middle school I'm talking. There was like I was it was like a three-peat. I was always getting in trouble in middle school, yo. There was like 3 years of straight beatings. But
Oh,
go ahead, Kay. Like you have like
Nah, I don't have a real crazy story. You know what I mean? Like the thing I would say is more in general, and like you know, me and my folks went through a lot. So when I hear you guys talk about siblings, I'm like that's dope. Like I had I didn't have the luxury of having those. So you know what people say about only children is typically that they're selfish or they're spoiled or things of that nature, which is cool. I mean, like, there's definitely some that fit that bill. For me, I was just kind of like this younger person in the house while these young adults tried to figure life out. And, like, I don't think there was enough children to overshadow how much more they needed to, like, be like, hey, not in front of the children. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't, you know, there's like 3 kids, you're like, yo, we gotta tighten up around here. It was just kind of like going through life, and I was just kind of there, like, yo, yeah, but, but one thing I will say is like, I give a lot of credit to my mom for me kind of seeing the whole do as I say, not as I do thing play out. And my mom kind of knew the things that I should focus on, and the things I should like she tried to like make sure that I went to church one day, or she tried to make sure that like I treated women a certain way. You know what I mean? Like she didn't let any of the like growing pains of their relationship, or my dad's relationship, like be something that I would think was like okay and more normal. And I think that's tough. You know what I mean? Because when you're navigating that, how you feel about it in real time versus knowing enough to step outside of yourself and your feelings and like still like give me the information to not carry that out, that's important. Like I mean that helped me be the person I am today. And I appreciate it for that because, I could have just been a kid that just had this view and like fell right in line to the things that they ended up going past. You know what I mean? And I appreciate them for that.
Everybody got their own journey.
Yeah.
Everybody learns at their own pace. Some people pick it up quick. Some people pick it up slow. You know what I
It,
mean?
like to me that's why I said like while she's dealing with it simultaneously, like yo, like she definitely like had some growing up to do, and you know what I mean, like she got her look back and like you know what I mean, and things that she would behave through vengeance or whatever, like you know what I mean, even like little dumb petty things that she would do, like she wouldn't encourage that, like like and my dad did a lot too, like as far as just like telling me things that were like better, like don't be like who I was or whatever. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it for that. I appreciate it a lot.
Dope, man. See, so she good at
No.
So, probably, when my mom was, we were always very close, and, so I consider myself my mom's favorite child. I don't know how true that is, but I like to, I like to say that it's true, just to, what I'm saying, just to feel my own ego. But she had to deal with, I mean, like, for me, cause like I told you, like I was definitely the problem child, of my brothers, and so, like, I mean, my parents really had to, even, like, whether health-wise, I had to, like, be in the hospital, cause I had asthma really bad, and all that stuff, so, like, I missed a lot of school, cause I just, like, there was a point where I just, she, you know what I mean, like, she was always, and I think because probably, it was like just me and her for a little bit until, her and my dad got married, and we kind of had like a different dynamic to our relationship because, and she didn't really know what was gonna happen. She, you know what I mean, like she always, when she just, all she knew was that she just wanted to be a good mom. She wanted to take care of me, make sure that I had everything that I needed. Like I said before, her and my dad decided to get married. Not, so, I'm seeing my dad and father doing that now. So I'm not gonna say it, I guess maybe it's something different. But you wouldn't see this. I like to, but yeah, she's, so I mean, like, but one thing, so like one of the things like I was saying before, I went through, middle school was just a troublesome time. I was always in trouble. And so like one of the times, I was always trying to figure out a way to get money. So, you know what I mean? Like I didn't have no job, but like, you could sell things. My dad was like real into basketball cards. I really.
Oh, you so.
He has he has a great deal of them in his basement still now. I don't know what they're worth. I don't know what he has left.
The Topps cards.
I mean, he had he had like, when I say a collection, I mean like an actual like books upon books. It's like a library of basketball cards. And so, like that was his thing that he did. Whenever my dad gets into something, he's like super just into it. Like when Pokemon Go came out, he got into it. Like that was, he was like spending his time and money, like just being there. So like, I was like, yo, nobody wasn't trying to pay big money like for basketball cards at school unless like, cause we would trade them.
Right.
Like if you wanted to keep them, you had to get somebody like, whatever lunch money you had, so like $1.25. And so like I seen like people doing that every now and then, but I didn't like, I wouldn't dare touch nothing from my father's collection because those I knew were more valuable a lot of the times than what, than somebody's lunch money. But what I did do, there was a certain untapped market and so one of my friends had these porno playing cards.
Wait, what?
Didn't see the story going there, did you?
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Like shout out to that one episode. guys gotta go back. It's definitely on the Digital Boombox Network. Perhaps we'll put it on the Logic Based Collective net channel on YouTube. But so check it out. So I had these. It was these porno cards, and they were playing cards. So but the regular playing cards, but they had porno pictures on them, like for the background. It was like these, to be in 7th grade, they were amazing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because that's pretty much the closest thing that you could get to, you know what I mean? Like, to holding on to something like that. So what happened was, like, I was selling these starting at a good 50 cents a pop. You know what I'm saying? And so, they went up, like, depending on what it was, and, like, once they were, like, really in demand, I was getting more money for them. So, this was
my suit,
bro.
Like, if you want a spade,
bro. They was really, like, this was a hot item. So you know what I mean? Like, they were really like the market, the market, and I was the only one that had them for a certain time, and so I was really getting money. Like, I had all the nachos at once, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had like the nachos and the juice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, that was the thing. But then, you know what I'm saying? All good things come to an end. So there came a point in time where I actually ran out of the cards. My man he had some more, but before I could even get to that point, like, they started circulating around the school. See, thought about was that other people was gonna be, you know what I'm saying, were gonna be looking at them during school, and they could get caught. I actually never got caught with them.
No.
But the thing was, other people were getting caught, and they were snitching on me.
No.
What you
know
gonna
what I'm saying?
do?
Like,
Unsuccessful?
Like, right. So it's like, so then, like, every time it happened, like, it kept coming back to me. So I got what they call a sent home for parent, which basically means that you can't come back to school without a parent coming with you. So it's a parent teacher conference that they made you have. So so I had to bring my mom. So the assistant principal, the assistant principal was like, he said, Aaron, like, we keep catching you with these cards. And I said, well, technically, sir, I am not the one that's getting caught. I told you that I gave them away, and people are. He was like, oh, well, they're saying that they got them from you, and we can't figure out the timeline. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's even if it was a month ago, to us, it's today. You know what I mean? So, he said, you just got to, but he tried to spin it like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you got the sex hang up, and I was like, I've got the money hang up. I said, no, but real talk. I was like, I have the money hang up. I said, if it was about, like spreading sex cards or something like inappropriate,
I gave them out for free.
Be letting them see them, but I would be keeping them for myself. I don't have any left. I just have the money that people gave me, and I don't even have all of that, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was, like I said, crazy at the snack bar. So, you know what I mean? Like, so, so I had to still, but I still had to have my mom come in there, and so, subsequently, she drove a white Chevy Corsica at the time, and this day she had to, because I didn't tell them that they had to come in, like, so I just showed up back to school like it was nothing, but you know what I mean, like, I was just gonna go to class.
Right.
Like this guy, he was just so diligent in his assistant.
He came outside.
You know what I mean? Like, he came, he got me straight from the 7th grade line, He was like, what are you doing here? And I was like, I'm here for school. He's like, you're suspended. And I was like, I'm home for a parent. He's like, you're suspended. Like, and so he brought me to his office, called my mom. She comes to the school, but because she left work, she was driving up the street. She had stopped somewhere, opened her door, and somebody like ran into her door, like, as he was passing her car, and kept moving. So she basically got hit and run. So she shows up to the school with the mangled door, you know what I'm saying, with the broken window and like, you know, shows up, which I also felt was my fault because if she wasn't coming to school, she would have been at work. If she had been at work, that wouldn't have happened to her. Like, you know what I'm saying, she would have got hit and ran. So that also, she was already pissed when she got to the school, needless to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, long story short, I told her what happened. I told her the truth. And then, you know, he said, well, you know, like these keep popping up, you know, whatever. And she said, well, they're not his problem because, like, you guys just have to do your job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't have them anymore. He can't just go to everybody and say, hey, stop bringing them to school. It's your job to, you know, to be the
That's true.
authority. And so what happened was, like, so she stuck up for me. She also had to bring me home.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
so you got the other side.
Like, so it was
That's
like,
fire,
yeah,
though.
so they,
She defended
you know what I mean?
but
Like,
then she defended.
she was very upset, needless to say.
I know.
And she made it known, and then like, so she waited, got home, I got my beating, like, yo,
Smooth.
but I thought
It was
that
over.
that it was all good.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
Oh,
because
she took a lunch
she
break
was,
on you?
yo,
She beat you, was like,
Yo,
oh, we good? And
she was because she was the one that picked me up. She was home, so she beat I got the beating. Like, you know what I'm saying? I took it like a G, like it was like that was straight. But then, so my room was upstairs.
Right.
She walks downstairs. On her way downstairs, she's talking about, and I'm gonna tell your father when he gets
100%.
home. And I was like, yo, but
No.
but hold on, but why? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, because hey, I'm like, yo, like you already beat me, yo. Like how? Like I'm gonna get
I
two beatings for the
can't
same
believe
thing.
You
for two-
thought double
like, yo.
jeopardy was a solid defense
Bro,
of the child.
yo, in my mind, because I'm like trying to figure out a situation in which I'm not getting ready to get in trouble again. And yo, but it definitely happened. And so like the way that my dad, anything that you thought that you were gonna say, there was no amount of prepared that you could get for what he was gonna say.
Right.
So you know what I mean? Like he just closed the avenues to everything that I could say to try to get out of this. It didn't matter that she had already done it because now it was like that was like the appetizer beating you. Like that was like the 6 wings that you
Palate
smashed before the
cleanser.
entree. You know, like
Palate cleanser.
yeah. And so like yo, so,
Just
and then,
getting your
so yo,
flesh ready for the real.
so I got yes.
You
So I
got
got
terrorization. She
yo,
marinated you.
bro. Yo, bro. I mean, like I was.
Terrorization.
Bro, like, so I got like that was probably a top 5 beating because I got 2 of them. Like, so he, you know what I mean? Like, yo, so he did that, and I got no punishment. I did some other stuff too that was like leading up to that and after. So, like I said, middle school was problematic for me. But yo, like, so I got both of those beatings. So I did what every kid does. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like in the bathroom, you know what I'm saying, like wiping my tears up, just trying to like well, every male is there trying to get strong. Like, hey, you know, like she's like like, you know, you doing the
hyperventilating.
yeah, so
Georgie's
right,
doing the Harlem Shake.
bro. And then but also because like I said, I got 2 beatings. Like I'm in the mirror like a bad bee, like like I'm looking back at it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yo, that can't be my butt. Like, yo, like it was like your color, yo. She was like, yo, I'm definitely like 2 shades past yellow. And my drink was I was like, yo, like yo, like this is insane. Like you can see like the belt marks. I was like, yeah. But you know,
like that, you definitely think about calling a number.
yeah, but I just feel like they would have put me on the
Never
porch and
call.
been like, take them.
Take them.
Like,
So
so yeah, that was a crazy time that I put my mom through, man. Like,
wow,
oh, please ask away.
first off, we started with your dad playing basketball.
Yep. Yep.
Where did the pornography playing cards come from?
He said his boy.
The thing about like I said, the basketball cards, because like you had to actually buy them, and you had to you had to get other kids to want to buy them. Usually they just wanted to trade. So it was like, you know, like trade Pokemon cards, whatever.
Mhm.
So like you know what I mean? Like you like, all right, well I didn't get this Shaq rookie card or nothing like that. But you know what I mean? Like, yo, if you had a Shaq that came, because they came, and so
You
you
traded basketball cards for the porno cards and sold the porno cards?
so the first porno cards came from my boy, and I sold them. I sold those sort of without his knowledge, but once I told, remember when I told you that he was ready to give me some more. Once I told him what I did and what I was getting for him, he was like, "Yo, let's split the money."
Cut me in.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
So it was. So I mean, like, so yo, the market was already there.
I
Like,
respect that you didn't narc. We didn't know that you were splitting the funds. I would have definitely been like, middle school, like,
Split the blame.
I'm gonna take this.
I didn't even actually get these. These aren't for me.
yeah, but it was. I mean, so like nobody.
share these looks.
But I was like, yo, so you can sometimes sell basketball cards, but the thing is, everybody, like, he wasn't always getting a Reggie Miller or Hakeem Olajuwon. Like, we straight to, like, the
Nah.
Mario Ellie, the you know what I mean, like, the Bloody Levi's,
Right.
the Robert Horrys. So, like, those are the cards that you're getting. You know what I mean? Like, I have, like, a Ronaldo Blackman card. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who wants Ronaldo Blackman? Like,
Right.
the Mavericks suck. Like, you know, so
Oh.
you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was like nobody was really trying. You spent more money trying to get the ones to sell. You know what I'm saying? Like in school, because like only everybody wanted like Shaq, Penny, Jordan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you could sneak in a Horace Grant, but not usually. You know what
Horace
I'm saying?
Grant,
Like, you know what I mean?
I can
Like,
do that.
but so it was like, yo, you're not really gonna make nothing with this, but there's a whole other market over here. Like this, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this dude had these cards, and I was like, yo, I actually could sell these. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Liz.
so I was like, yo, this is, first of all, it's dope. It's like naked people having sex on cards. But then I'm like, yo, I can actually make money. And I tried it, and I lost.
That is exactly how I made money
I
in
won
school.
at first. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I've never sold drugs.
Yo, no disrespect to our guest
So,
that had an origin story of how he stopped using pornography, but that would have been a way better origin story for why he
Oh.
stopped using pornography. Like, yo, I would have been like, yo, my mom got in a car accident, got suspended from school, and that was the last day I ever touched a porno. Like, yo, I got beat multiple times. I got punished for the foreseeable future. Like, I would have been cool.
I got beat for the same thing sometimes. Like, that's something I never got to beat for again. Like, those cards. That was like I said.
I'm still in shock that they had cards though.
Like, it's
I
like
don't
when
remember them existing. It's
Right.
it's like when the mobsters are telling the story from witness protection. It's like, yeah, we know. Things were great at first, and then they got bad. Like, so yeah, that was just to say all that. Just to say, like, I definitely put my mom through some
Interesting thing.
some things. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so we're going to some gems to end the show, because we're coming up on 10:15. Like, yo, just like some gems that we got from our mothers, things that we were able to carry with us into adulthood. So, AJ, you know something?
Oh, I got gems. All right, so the first gem that I have, this is something that I live by, previously because it's too late now. But she said, "Never make a woman a mother who you wouldn't make a wife." That was the first gem. Well, the first gem that like I kind of just grabbed and held on to. The next gem was, there's 3 places in your house that you always keep clean. It's the kitchen, your bathroom, and your living room. So like, no matter what, those 3, your bedroom, close your door, nobody has to go in there. But the kitchen, the bathroom, and your living room, because they're gonna be in there at all
I
times.
definitely judge people like that.
Listen, a lot of people do.
Like, there's not really many things I'll judge somebody for. Right? Your bathroom is not out. If it's hurt, out. I'm not gonna ask for a glass of water.
Says a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, so those are the things I stand fast by. Also, my mom just holding it down, being a woman who worked growing up, and just showing that like you can be more than what your past is. 'Cause, like, my mom had a crazy upbringing, but like for her to get a house, she had us. She got a car. Like she did a lot of things at a young age. Like granted, it was different times, so a little bit cheaper, but at the same time, to do it by yourself is still commendable. So shout out to her again because that's who I am.
What's up, man?
Yes, sir.
Savon?
Drums? Hmm, I
We truly got with
I can't think of any like hard like sayings or like things that she ever said to me or like this and that gosh like these words of wisdom being repeated with each other. But she's just very pragmatic, I guess. She's just like I've witnessed her like never be gullible. Like I remember like at a point like as a kid like publishing story time was like a big thing. I was like, oh, what the hell is money? And I think she might have said something to me at that point in time where it was just like that's not like just never like kind of fall for those types of things. Like she just isn't that person. Like she like a Nigerian prince was never gonna email her or be like,
Jeff, is that
gotta
you?
spend this money. Like, so that like kind of being a critical thinker is something that I definitely got from her. But I love it. Like that's just one thing that I held on to. Like I just always witnessed that. Like you weren't gonna just say anything to her and then just be like, oh, yeah, look it. No. Like, look it. She did.
Secret.
I like it.
That's the thing. All right. Yeah.
What's my name? I think one of the most important ones for me would have to be about being charitable. Like that's probably like one of the biggest takeaways I learned. Like unfortunately, like she grew up at Akron and she got shamed for that. Like growing up school in the judgmental rules. Like some children were framed for abuse supposedly because their moms were friends. So but they were in complete different social scenarios in school. So the girl brought her like a nice dress, gave it to her, and then school was happy about it, and the girl continued to tease her and stuff in my outfit. So like when my mom like started like being able to like grab her own clothing and purchase stuff or whatever, anything that she would go in, she always made it important that like once it's there, it's theirs. It's not something you speak about. And, you begin to kind of sort of hard to be together. And like that's probably one of the things. That's at least top few things that sticks with me the most. I think about like that I'll keep that.
Not that you have. I know that you have, but I'm just saying, like, I just feel like, that, like, just, it does no good. It's Mother's Day episode, you doing something. There's always next year. You got, next year, you got a whole vibe, you know what I'm saying? Like, what else you got?
Something that always stuck with me from mom was that experience is a great teacher, but be wise enough to learn from other people's experiences and not have to go through the same issues or tribulations that they have.
Good stuff.
Knowledge from.
And
That's the gym, bro. Yeah, like that. It's like, other people off. It's like hard that kid. It's like, learn. It's like, oh, it's hot.
touch the
Is it hot?
yeah.
Let me see. Like, it just, I have a couple people like that now. You know, checks, you know what I'm saying? Like two is enough, bro. Like, really, I think, something that my mom has said a lot of things, to me, because like for a long time, she was like the only person I would open up to. The only person I would trust to open up to. That, the whole being able to trust, with the things that I had to say that weren't I didn't have to be in that place. You know what I'm saying? I was like, good. Like boys, like, you know what I mean? Especially we came from that area like that. Like you fall off your bike, you know what I'm saying? Like scrape your face against the, you know what I mean? Against the ground and all that. Like you better not cry. Your friends be there. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't gonna mock you then. But down the road, like it probably will never leave you. You know what I'm saying? Like you just oh, you gotta suck it up. Pause. It's like you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like but my mom was always like I said, somebody that I could trust. And one thing I really appreciate about her, and not just about her, both my parents, but specifically about her right now, is that she always was who she said that she was. My mom did not she didn't get around to court people and be somebody else. She didn't treat us like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's never been a question as to the place that she prioritized us in her life. You know what I'm saying? Like we always been where, you know what I mean? Like where we're supposed to be. We always was right where she didn't like tell other people how much she loved us and then like, treat us not as good at home. She never, you know what I'm saying? Like she didn't say, she didn't pretend to be saved at home and really wasn't. And the crazy thing was like, so she wasn't where my dad was for, you know what I'm saying, like for a little while. And it was like, she didn't pretend in. So I remember like back in the day, that she, you know what I mean, like she's a different person now. But I'm saying like just, like back then, so my dad was kind of, he was kind of rigid at the, at the time. And she, you know what I mean, like we used to watch videos on BT with my mom. And you know what I'm saying, like, and not like it was such a tip, but I'm saying like when she really turned her life around, the stuff that she talked about, she did it. To be able to get that example from that person, it was paramount because, you know what I'm saying, like, because then fast forward years later, now like she, you know what I mean, like when she's teaching us how to pray, and she's teaching us like, you know what I mean, like the things that we need to know, and just even in our Christian walk, like it was something that we could really hold on to because we saw her go from just, you know what I mean, like just being regular to who she is now. You know what I'm saying, like to just, you know what I mean, from being like a lay member to, you know what I'm saying, like to like a missionary, then like, you know what I'm saying, like a evangelist, a pastor's wife, and then the co-pastor, and then, you know what I'm saying, like a district missionary, to, you know what I'm saying, like to assistant supervisor, and all that, all of those things may not mean a lot to you, those of you who are not culture, because I don't have time to explain all that right now, but you know what I'm saying, like, but those are different offices, and she, you know what I mean, like, she's definitely moved up, but not been a person that behind the scenes is somebody else, and you know what I mean, it's definitely like about the stuff that she said, she's had to give me like wake up moments, the time, you know what I'm saying, like, she told me one time, like, I told her I was trying to get God to change his mind about something. She said, like, well, do you believe that he has all information at all times? And I'm like, yeah, I believe that. So, well, do you think that he didn't know what you wanted before he told you that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like, I never thought about it like that. But she, you know what I mean? But she was able to, but I was able to think about it with peace though. You know what I'm saying? Like just because of, and so this is something that she continually does, and I really appreciate my mom. Is like one of my favorite people. And so and admittedly, I said this before, like what the first person that I ever experienced unconditional love for, because I've done enough for my parents to not want to have anything to do with it. But they like that, it's never even been on the table. So it's definitely something that that I am appreciative of. So you guys, if all hearts and minds are clear, like you know what I'm saying, like we gonna be back here. Same bat time, same bat channel next week. Oh, not same bat channel. We got a new bat channel. Make sure that y'all go and subscribe to the Logic Based Collective on YouTube. That's the Logic Based Collective on YouTube. You can continue to stream our episodes here, but you can go straight to the source, and you know what I mean. Like, why have a copy of a copy when you got the original? So the
views are immaculate.
The views are immaculate. They're amazing over there. right in that land over yonder. Like, they are amazing. And so we want you guys to go there. You can also check me out at Soft Local Prophet TV. Got some something for everybody. A lot of Jesus stuff. And so, we want y'all to come through. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we are definitely gonna make sure that we have something for you all next week on that. So, like I said, hearts and minds are clear. We're just gonna go on and get out of here. But until the next time we see y'all, allow Jesus to be the lotion that lathers your ashy soul. We out. I was going to.